brains are actually hackable, if you didn't know. And no, I'm not talking about the Elon Musk neural net type stuff, but I am talking about inherent mental biases that we all have. Our brains can be tricked into doing things that we want them to do. Knowing that the bias exists and exploiting it for our benefit is a win-win. So here are 10 mental hacks that you can actually use to focus. Remember, we actually briefly talked about the Zeigarnik effect in the pre-planning your day lesson? The Zeigarnik effect refers to our brain's tendency towards uninterrupted tasks being recalled better than completed tasks. It's named after the Russian psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, who first reported this finding in 1927. So what can we obtain from this fact? Well, the study actually found that generally, if a task is uninterrupted and resumed later, the information that was obtained is more likely to be remembered. So in simple terms, unfinished tasks are harder to get out of your brain than tasks that you haven't started yet. The important part is to actually just get started. Once you get started on something that might be big or intimidating, you will find that your mind will naturally gravitate back to the unfinished task. This will then tune your brain to start working more naturally to figure out a way to actually finish the task. So take the leap into the work and get your mind focused on the task. Read more about the study and the background in the description and resources of this lesson, and also in the studies section in the course workbook. We've discussed this in plenty of other lessons, but it's a mental hack too. Following the Zeigarnik effect, your brain will be aware of the to-dos and be motivated to complete them. Add on your timelines, goals, and more, and you have a solid plan to focus towards completion. Be sure to keep your list within view, either open in a task app like Asana's Today View or reminders on your computer or phone, or on a sticky note on your desk so you can continually align yourself and stay focused on the goals. Your brain is always thinking. Some of us more than others, but your subconscious is always thinking of things that need done, things you might have forgot, or something that you need to do. Be ready to capture these thoughts when they happen so you don't forget. And I'm not kidding that this is one of the most important things that I do. At the gym, in the shower, while driving, and any other time where my mind is drifting, I will just randomly remember the smallest things that I forgot about or that I didn't think as being important in the moment at that time. Immediately, I put these things in my reminders app on my phone with a time or location-based reminder. So park these thoughts in your mind lot. Keep them easily accessible where you can dump the thoughts at an appropriate time or quickly in the moment. If you're more of an analog person, this could be a sticky note or a notebook that you always carry with you. Following the Identify Your Distractions working session, we should already have these completed. As mentioned previously, identifying your distractions can help you anticipate their arrival and plan accordingly to avoid them. When you're in the zone, go with it. Your productivity times are super important. A great tool that we used in the Quit Wasting Time course is the Productivity Time Calculator, where we identify the times of the day where we are most productive. If your brain is already super focused and all attention is focused on that task, keep it going. Sometimes I will ignore the Pomodoro technique timer when I'm absolutely in the zone because I don't want to break the concentration. As mentioned in the previous lesson, short breaks and meditation, these are 100% meant for your brain. Physical activity is great for your brain and mental health. Additionally, when you get a mental block on something and break away from the topic, it can be very helpful. Ever heard of writer's block? The solution to writer's block or any mental block is to step away for a little bit. It could be 5 minutes or 5 hours. You'll find that you'll come back with a fresh perspective to help you continue forward. When we are passionate about something, I think we can all drift into perfectionism. Some of us struggle with that more than others, myself included. I personally struggle with perfectionism all the time. It takes time to shake it off and it'll never truly leave you. And I do think that perfectionism can be a strength, but when it's left unchecked, it can be a weapon that is used against you every single time. Obsessing over the small and unimportant details will definitely kill your productivity. Get the goal and objective completed and move on. You can always come back later if you need to improve upon it. This is another reason why we set these goals and tasks beforehand, because it gives clarity and focus on what absolutely needs to be done. Anything outside of those goals and tasks is potentially a productivity killer. Another previously mentioned brain hack is the pre-planning activity. A lack of planning will drain your focus. How do you know what to do if you don't know what to do? By utilizing your brain context from today. You can better plan for tomorrow to set yourself up for success. Remember, it only takes 5 minutes once you get into the rhythm. Using a task tracker can make this much more simple, quicker, and more accurate. We are all human. Surprise. There are days where you will be on top and super productive, but there's also going to be days where you won't be on, and that is 100% okay. Ignoring the negative thoughts will allow them to stick around and lurk in the back of your mind. Instead, acknowledge them and let them go. You have to be willing to let the failures of yesterday be in the past. You aren't who you were yesterday. You're better. Don't give these thoughts a stronghold in your mind. If these negative thoughts are big enough that they can't be let go of in a short amount of time, write them down and plan to address them at a later time. Determine if you need to talk to someone else. Do not be embarrassed to seek help if you need it. I've gone to see a therapist and coaching professional after I've had weeks of non-productivity and lack of motivation and focus. I can guarantee that it will help you get your focus back and better than ever. By combining these previous 9 steps and all of the course content, you are revealing clarity in what you need to do, when you need to do it, and creating a plan on how to do it. If uncertainty begins to creep in, ask the following questions. First, what do you want to achieve? Second, whose expectations are driving this project? 3, do you understand what you need to do? And finally, number 4, if you are missing any of these pieces, revisit some of the information in the previous lessons and fill in the gaps to ensure you always have as much clarity as you can. These are some seriously good mental hacks. I hope that most of them, if not all, are absolute game changers for you. Again, by deploying them daily, they become some healthy habits to help you not only be more productive, but also to focus more. Download the Maven Edu Mental Hacks Quick Reference Guide in the course workbook. This allows you to have these 10 mental hacks available whenever you need them. Also, check out the Quit Wasting Time course on Maven Edu to check out the peak productivity calculator that we discussed and get access to it so that you can find out your peak productivity times.